Hi, Algebra 2 students. We're going to look at properties of logarithms, and this will be part 1. So in this video, we are going to look at this learning target. We're just going to be able to simplify and evaluate expressions. In class, we're going to be able to do this, actually solve equations. So first thing you need to know is what happens when the base and the a are the same. Well, if you think about it, here, if we use a, 2 equals the base to what power? If we had this was x, well, it's going to be 1. And notice the exponent on this 2 is 1. So it would just equal 1. Same thing here. If we have 5 to the third equals 5 to what power? Notice that the exponents equal the same thing. So I kind of like just to say, oh, these cancel out, and that's my answer. It's 3. These two cancel out. My answer is 1. So just a little shortcut there. But you'll need to know this stuff in order to do, it will help you simplify those logarithms. So I have 3 properties to show you in this video. The first property is the product property. So for all positive numbers, a, b, and x, so just keep in mind they're all positive, and x can't equal 1. If we say the log base x of the product AB equals the 2 logs added together. So take a moment to write that down, highlight that, get that in your notes. And that's true for, remember when we had our exponent properties here? When you have the same base, so for example, if we take x squared times x to the third, you would get x to the fifth. You would add them together. So when you're multiplying your answers together, you're going to add the logarithms. So an example, here's a quick example, would be with the log base 2 of 5 times 6. Excuse me. It'd be the log base 2 of 5 plus the log base 2 of 6. So we're pretty familiar with these with the exponent properties. So let's go ahead and use this. So let's say log base 4 of 3 is approximately 0.7925. Use it to calculate log base 4 of 192. So we want to be able to figure out, okay, how can I split up 192 into something with 3? Well, 192 divided by 3 is 64. Okay, so that's good. 64 then can be split up into, can it be anything with this base? Because we want to use what I just showed you here. We want to use this stuff where the base and the answer can cancel out. Yeah, we can write it as 4 to the third power. So what I can do then is to take, okay, the log base 4 of 192 can be split up into 4 to the third times 3, which leads us into log base 4 of 4 to the third plus log base 4 of 3, which then leads us into, well, log base 4 of 4 to the 3 are your little shortcut here. We can cancel those out. So it's going to be 3 plus, and we already have this up here, 0.7925. So our final answer will then be 3.7925. And this is just going to come with practice. How can you split it up? We're looking into things, how can we split it up into to get something that comes out nice, and we want to use what's given to us. So let's try another one. So here we have log base 4 of 2 equals 0.5, and we want to use that to approximate 32, log base 4 of 32. So how can we split it up by multiplying numbers? So with this one, we have log base 4. We can split up 32. If we divide it by 2, we're left with 16. Can 16 be split up into something with this base? Sure it can. So that would be 4 squared. So we could have log base 4 of 4 squared times 2, which gives us log base 4 of 4 squared plus log base 4 of 2, which then gives us, these cancel out, so that's nice. 2 plus log base 4 of 2 is given to us as 0.5, so then we get 2.5. And that'll be our answer. Let's do another one here. So go ahead and pause the video and see if you can write 30 using these numbers. So what I came up with was log base 4. I could take these numbers here, 3, 2, 3, and 5, and multiply them, and I would get 30. So then that would leave us with log base 4 of 2 plus log base 4 of 3 plus log base 4 of 5. And then we can just go ahead and add all of these numbers up. So why don't you take a moment to do that? And I'll actually show that just in case you guys will have questions on how I got the answer. Your final answer should be 2.4535. That would be your answer. Alrighty. Property number 2, quotient properties of logs. So again, when we had with the exponents, remember we had like x to the 5th over x squared. When we had the same base, we would subtract the exponents. So when you have an answer here, you would subtract your logarithms. That's the property. So let's look at this one here. We want to divide 4 by 3. So we have the log base 4 of 4, and we could subtract it by the log base 4 of 3. Well, log base 4 of 4 we know is 1, so because those cancel out. So we have 1 minus the log base 4 of 3 is 0.7925. You then end up with 0.2075. What about this one here? Again, you're going to go ahead and subtract your logarithms. So we have log base 5 of 3, and those are both given to us, so this one's pretty simple, minus log base 5 of 4. So we're going to subtract the 2, so it's going to be 0.6826 minus 0.8614. Which we're going to get a negative number, and you should get negative 0.1788. One last property for you. The power property. And so remember with exponents, if you had a power to a power, then we multiply them. So it'll be 2 to the 6th power. Same thing here. You have an answer with a power, that power is going to come out in front. You're going to multiply that. So let's look at the example we have here. So log base 2 of 5 is approximately 2.3219. Approximate the value of log base 2 of 25. So can we write 25 using this? So it's going to be log base 2 of, we could write it as 5 squared, which is 2 times the log base 2 of 5, which is 2 times 2.3219, which we end up with, what do we end up with? 4.6438. That's our final answer. Now, what you could do is go back to other problems that we had here, like on this page, and maybe see if you can use the power property instead. That might be helpful, especially with this one. You can use the power property on this. Instead of splitting 32 up like this, you could write it as log base 4 of 2 to the 5th, which is 5 times log base 4 of 2. So I know I thought about that, giving you all the properties first and then seeing how we could use them, but I didn't know. So now you know all of them, and you can try all of them at different times. I'm not going to require any certain one. But on your Google form, I want you to go ahead and do this. Given log base 3 of 7 is approximately 1.7712, approximate log base 3 of 49. So just type in the value for me. That's all I have for you. Thank you for being patient and going through this long video. Come with questions, lots and lots of questions. Write them down right now. Go ahead and watch the video a couple times. All right. See y'all later.